Hello, I'm back on the channel to talk to you about something I've been meaning to talk about for a very long time, which is why astrology? Why do you need to know your natal astrology? And I think the best example I can give for this is why waste time trying to be something you're not when you can be more of who you actually are? For the longest time, my bio on my WhatsApp is to be all we can be. I think this is a motto from the Navy SEALs or something like that. I was a very weird child. But I have held true to that statement for as long as I live. And I think it's because all my life, I have always felt too much. In fact, today I just did a consultation with my friend. I was helping to prepare her for a mini market she would be doing this weekend, interfacing with clients for the first time. And she did a practice reading on me. And one of the first things she said to me is, "You are so big. There is so much inside of you that is so big. And I don't want to use the word intense, but it often feels that way." And I almost cried because that is so uniquely true to my experience. And I realize that is the gift of astrology, to have someone else, often a complete stranger, like I am to you, to be able to see you with such depth, for someone to hold up a mirror to your deepest truths. That is the gift of astrology. And if you're wondering, how is that even possible? And why would I even want that anyway? Have you ever felt like no one fully understands you? That you don't even fully understand yourself? That there are things about you that just seem like blatant contradictions? Like, how can so many different parts of me coexist within the same body? Why do I want to do this? But then I get intercepted by that, and then I'm stuck, and then I'm paralyzed, and then I'm overwhelmed, and I don't know what to do. Astrology holds the key. Astrology provides us with one very important gift: context. Context in terms of what is readily available within you. We call these energetics. Basically, it's a planets, however the cosmic energy is manifesting inside each and every one of us. When we all say that we are unique as individuals, this is because all of our natal charts, the energetic makeup, where the planets fall and their relationships with each other, it differs from person to person. And this is encoded in the astrology chart or the natal chart. So when an astrologer reads your chart, I am not going to tell you the same thing I tell Bob, the same thing I tell Jenny. Everyone's going to have different things because we are all different. Astrology lends specificity to those differences. And this allows us to make more informed choices. So this leads to the other part of context, which is to understand how things are unfolding the way that they are, right? So when you know where the planets are in your chart, you can then map out how the planets in the actual sky right now are affecting, aka aspecting, those planets in our natal chart. Make sense? Just like how the weather is always changing. When you read a report that says, oh, this area is going to experience flooding, right? You would then check your natal map to see where this flooding is in your own geography, if that makes sense. But if you don't know the lay of the land, how will you know how this cosmic weather event is going to be affecting you, right? So that's the other part of context, which is to understand what is unfolding, how it will unfold, and what agency you have over it. Now, we are not fortune tellers. We do not control the weather. We're not X-Men, right? We can only look ahead to see what might potentially be coming up, how it might potentially be affecting you in what area of life. But the specifics of how that unfolds will be completely up to your own free will and the natural order of the cosmos. We don't F with that shit, right? Like, we can't control that. What we can control, as ironic as it sounds, is our responses to that and how we hold ourselves, the energetics within, the mindsets that we can hold to be able to navigate that with as much grace, dignity, and poise as we can. Okay. So to recap, astrology provides us with context in two things: the context of who we are and the context of how things are currently playing out in our lives. And in consultation with an astrologer, why you should get a professional consultation is because we have been trained to be able to interpret these things with the highest integrity. So much fear mongering and false information happening right now that gives people a false understanding of how these things are playing out. There is so much generalizations happening, like, oh, all Pisces are screwed this eclipse season. What? You know what I mean? Like, how does that even make sense? As opposed to, all right, looking at your chart, your sun is in Pisces in the ninth house. This affects your belief system, your sense of expansion. Have you been considering the roots of, the beliefs that you hold? Have you been revising the beliefs that you hold to be true? By the way, this is true for me, and yes, I have. Hence this video. So knowing how the astrology is affecting you personally allows you to make more conscious choices. That is the agency part of it. The self-understanding part of it is when you know what you are made of cosmically in your natal chart, like literally, these are the gifts you have been given at birth. Don't you want to know how you can work with them? Don't you want to know how you can live more in alignment with your truth? This is why I find people who are already either on their spiritual paths or they are considering a shift into a more spiritually guided path. So let's say they are thinking of taking a leap of faith, they are quitting their jobs, they are starting a family, moving homes, moving continents. Usually, they are about to take a leap of faith. And a reading provides confirmation and affirmation that you are on the right path because you are always on the right path. I don't mean that as a platitude. Like, I really mean it as every choice you make is right because every choice you make ultimately brings you closer to the lessons that you are meant to learn in this lifetime. All of this is encoded in the chart. I can look in your chart and I can tell you, oh, this is why you struggle with communication. Oh, this is why you're chronically single. Oh, this is why you have had chronic health issues. It's all there, right? But the context of which I can provide is that why are you learning these things? What is the higher lesson? What is the ultimate point of evolution that you are going through that will help you to navigate these things with more ease and grace? It doesn't change the situation. It just changes your mindset about yourself, about your characteristics, maybe about the parts of you that you've always begrudged, right? It teaches you to hold yourself with more compassion and understanding. That is something I lacked my entire life. I literally could not comprehend what self compassion meant. Astrology has given that to me. And it has given me so much surrender and trust for just allowing things to unfold. Friends who know me before astrology cannot even fathom the person that I am today. Someone who is so calm and generous and accepting and guided by love. Because that's all it is at the end of the day. It is love. Astrology is the path home to yourself. And what are we if not love? So much love to you. I'm Gwen, the Asian astrologer. Thank you for watching and make sure to subscribe. I'll see you soon or in a reading. Bye.